release the Let's Talk videos because I just feel like I want to create a series of this. I want to do these a lot more frequently. So you guys ask me questions anonymously on my Tumblr, and I'm going to be giving you guys advice or just answering questions that you guys have for me that you guys are just wondering. So if this is your first time to my channel, subscribe if you guys like it, if you guys enjoy listening to me ramble on and on and on. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Instagram and Twitter because that is where I post the most. I post it on Twitter and Instagram, so you guys would have known I was doing a Q&A if you guys follow me on both of those. So it's super helpful to follow me. Without me rambling anymore, let's get into it. Also, my phone case is from Wildflower Cases. I will link it down below if you guys want it. I know I'm going to get questions about it, so. This one says, my boyfriend and I broke up. We live apart from each other because I moved to study. Our relationship got strained because of distance and we broke up 2 weeks ago. I've been relatively sad about it, accepting the reason, but still sad. When my best friend saw him out and spoke to him, he told her he was kind of over it, which surprised me. He hasn't contacted me to know he doesn't care despite us being in love. Hurts. Am I crazy? How do I stop thinking about someone? You guys are always asking me, how do I get over a guy? How do I stop thinking about someone? And it's really, really hard because I feel you guys, and I feel like a lot of times when I do these type of videos, you guys think like I am telling you guys what to do because I have it all figured out and I don't go through this. I am currently trying not to think about somebody and currently trying not to have them on my mind all the time, so I do understand it's hard. It's hard to go from talking to someone every single day to literally having no one to talk to about it. Even if you do have friends, it's hard to talk to them because it's just like they're not the same person that you were always talking to about like your problems and just like day-to-day things. I feel like the best thing that you need to do is keep yourself busy. I always find myself like sitting in my room and like purposely making myself sad. Like I'll watch like sad movies or I'll like listen to like sad music or something like that, but it's so good just to keep yourself busy. It is okay to like go through like your sad phase, which I am like totally for. I will literally go drive for like an hour and listen to sad music just because it's like that's like therapeutic for me. It just makes me feel better, oddly enough. But stay busy wherever your friends are going. Like if they're like, oh, we're gonna go to the grocery store, like go to the grocery store with them. If they're like, oh, we're gonna do this, even if it's an activity that you wouldn't normally do and you don't like to do, go do it. Even if it's just like you like going shopping by yourself or like going and like getting your makeup done. Doing my makeup is like super therapeutic for me. I literally don't think about anything except for doing my makeup. I normally watch like really funny shows on Netflix. That's just like a way to take your mind off of somebody that you're trying to get over. It's just like keeping yourself busy is like the #1 thing I can recommend when like going through a breakup or anything. It's just like do something every single day, because like if you don't, you're just going to end up thinking about it nonstop, and you'll probably think about it a few times throughout the day, but it's just like it's going to overwhelm you if you just sit and do nothing. But I feel like schoolwork takes up a lot of my time, and I just like go out and do things I wouldn't normally do when I'm trying like not to think about someone. Did you get hazed? What was the process like once you got a bid to your sorority? No, I've never been hazed. ASU is like a no tolerance, no hazing tolerance, whatever. And I have never ever been hazed. No one I know in my sorority has ever been hazed. Like hazing's not a thing. I know a lot of people get scared about that when they go into sororities. I was never hazed, and none of my friends, even at other universities like in Texas and Louisiana and stuff like that, like they weren't hazed. That honestly like really freaks me out that you like would be hazed. So if you guys are worried about that and joining a sorority, don't be, because that's really not common. Like that's not a thing. I wasn't hazed, but once I got my bid to my sorority, I literally just like ran into my chapter. I ran to all my sisters and I was like, oh my gosh, we're here, and we had like a little celebration, like a little party after. I actually vlogged bid day. It's on my vlog channel. If you guys are interested in seeing what it's like in a sorority and like seeing like what bid day is like, well, for me at ASU, it's on my vlog channel. So what to do when you don't feel confident in your body, and how do you deal with friends who don't make you feel confident? So it's hard to have friends who you feel like are putting you down. I have had friends in my life who I just feel like look down on me or just like think that I'm less or like not as cute or like they're so much better. And it's really, really bad to place your confidence in your friends and like people around you, because it's like they're never going to give you the feedback that you want. Even if it's like a guy and you've like been dating someone for a really long time, and they're never going to give you the right compliments or the right confidence. Like you're never going to fully feel like that, because you have to find confidence in yourself with like who you are. Like you can't base your confidence in other people, or you're just never going to be happy. Normally if I'm feeling like down on myself, or I'm just feeling like fat or like not cute, I just have to like sit down and think. I'm like, Keaton, why are you really upset right now? Like why are you really feeling gross? You literally look the exact same as you did 2 days ago. You were happy 2 days ago. Why today are you so upset? It could be that your period is coming. Honestly, that's most of the time time when I'm like, oh my god, I'm so ugly, I'm fat. That's because my period is coming and I'm like, oh my god. But if I'm ever feeling like not confident, I need to just sit down and I'm like, can you reevaluate your life? Why are you feeling so low? Like, you shouldn't be feeling ugly or gross because you don't have makeup on, or you do have makeup on, or you're dressed up, or you're not dressed up. Like, you should just be happy. Like, get over it. Was it hard to adapt to a college living so far away from home? It was really, really hard. My freshman year was honestly super, super hard for me because you guys know, if you guys watch my vlog channel, I am very, very close with my family. I'm super family oriented, so being so far away from my family and struggling to make friends or struggling to get involved here like really, really affected me, and it made me like super sad. Thankfully, I purposely made myself get involved. I joined a sorority. I went to like every sorority event ever. Like, I literally went out of my way to be like, hey, what are you guys doing? Like, can I come? Like, I just had to invite myself. And people always say, like, in college, like, there's so many other people, so many people you meet, which there are so many people in college, but you have to make an effort to make those friends. Like, you have to put an effort in, and I'm not that type of person. I know it seems like this in videos, but like in real life, I'm not the type of person to just like sit down next to someone and be like, hi, what's your name? Like, that's just not who I am. I'm literally dead silent if you ever meet me. So it was really, really hard to adapt to, but you learn very, very quickly. If you're not going to put yourself out there, you're not going to have a good experience in college. You're not going to make friends. Like, if you don't do it, no one else is going to do it for you. So I joined a gym. I found a trainer. Like, now I have all these friends that I work out with, and now I have these girls in my sorority, and then I take sign language. I know like all these people in my sign language classes. Like, it's just like you have to make an effort. So it was really hard to adapt to, but it's my sophomore year. It's the end of my sophomore year, which is really scary, but I've gotten used to it, and you just have to put yourself out there. If you guys are going into college, keep that in mind. It is super important for you to know that you have to make an effort. How do you feel about sex before marriage? I am a Christian and devoted to God, and I feel guilty that I didn't wait. I get a lot of these questions because a lot of people normally come to me and they're like, oh, I'm a Christian, I'm waiting till marriage because I don't want to have sex. Like, is that weird? Do you get made fun of? And I also get the questions of like, I've already had sex and I feel bad. I just want to say, it doesn't make you a better person because you haven't had sex, and it doesn't make you a better person because you have. It doesn't make you less of a person because you haven't had sex, and it doesn't make you less of a person because you have. It's not like that. Yes, I'm choosing to wait for marriage, and I want to wait for marriage, and that's a personal choice. People's paths are different. Some people have gone down different paths and already had sex, but maybe they don't want to do that anymore, and that's okay, because I know tons of people who are great Christians and have an amazing relationship with God, and yes, they've had sex, but it's just like any other thing. And I feel like a lot of times people overlook that, and they look at sex as like not as much of a factor as it is. They're like, oh, well, there's lying and stealing and murder and things like that, and people are like, oh my gosh, all of those are so bad. But when it comes to sex, people kind of want to overlook the fact that that's also not a thing that you should be doing, just because that's like something that people struggle with so bad. It's like they always want to just overlook. Or a lot of times people who have already had sex are like, well, I've already done it, so why does it matter? You shouldn't feel guilty if you've already had sex and you don't want to anymore and you want to wait till marriage. That's your choice. You can do it. There's no one stopping you from not having sex, you know? It's up to you. You kind of have to have the willpower and the faith just to say, like, I'm not going to anymore. Like, this is my decision. And it's also really important that you get into a relationship with someone who understands that. Even if they have had sex before and you've had sex before, they need to understand that that's not going to happen. I have tons of friends who are like that. They've had sex before and then got into a relationship and both chosen not to have sex the entire relationship, and it's still worked perfectly fine. It is possible, and I know it seems impossible, but there is somebody out there that is going to be willing to do that because they will love you enough to do that, which I am also trying to remind myself that there is someone out there that will love me enough to not have sex until marriage. You just have to find the right person. I'm very antisocial around people and just wanted to know if you knew any ways to get out of being awkward around people. So I know this seems weird because all I do is talk to a camera, and literally all I do is post about myself and talk to you guys, so it seems like I wouldn't be that awkward in person. But if you know me and you know my friends, in situations where there are a lot of people, I have a hard time like making conversation or keeping a conversation going because I do feel so awkward, and because I have that anxiety aspect, which I know a lot of you guys are always asking me questions about anxiety. No, I don't have any medicine for my anxiety. I thought about it. I was actually my freshman year of college, because I was struggling so much here in college making friends, and I didn't know how to talk to people, and my anxiety was like at an all-time high. I literally couldn't even like approach anyone. I was having so much anxiety. I was gonna go to like a counselor, like a therapist, and just like get prescribed something, because I was like, I need help. So I feel you on being antisocial, and if there's any tips. So I've learned that it's just very important to engage yourself in conversation, even if it's not something you would technically like be that interested in. If I'm in a group of people and like I don't feel like the conversation is that interesting, if they're all talking about something, I find something that I know about the topic and I'm just like, oh, well, how do you feel about this? Me asking questions makes it seem like I am more engaged in the conversation. It helps you build relationships with people. Asking questions would be like my number one tip. So it's like if someone's like, oh, I really like painting, it's like, what do you like to paint? Where do you like to paint? When did you start painting? Like, it's just conversation skills. And I know it sounds like so basic if you guys don't deal with like this type of like antisocial thing where you guys don't struggle with anxiety, but I totally understand you guys when you're in a conversation. It's super hard. I have had to work on this a ton, especially being a broadcasting and like journalism major. I am always going to have to interview people, ask people questions, and that's something that I've had to learn. It's just like I need to be more engaged in conversation, not antisocial and awkward. So really just practicing when you're in a group of people, even if it's your friends, it could be your family, whatever they're talking about. Think of at least 3 questions that you can add to the conversation and ask them. Even if you can't ask all 3 or you're too shy, ask at least one of them and it will help you get more like social. How to live a positive, healthy life. I've been struggling lately with depression. I'm really looking for ways to be happier and genuinely enjoying my life. I always look at being positive and being happy and being like not depressed as a you choice. Like you have to decide like I am going to be happy, and you have to make an effort to do things that make you happy, because I know it's very, very easy when you're sad and you're just already at a low point to just stay like steadily declining and just being like, okay, well, whatever, I'm already sad, I might as well just like stay sad. But you can't do that. You have to push yourself to like go out and like find things that make you happy. Me, music is very, very, very therapeutic with me. That's why I do music of the months every month. That's why I make playlists all the time, because I am constantly listening to music, and listening to music literally, like, I'm not kidding, it literally like saves my life. I'm like, that sounds so dramatic, but music is super therapeutic to me. So you just have to find something that like you really, really like to do. I also like to focus a lot on like schoolwork, and if schoolwork is something that is stressing you out, then take a step back, focus on what you need to do, get your work done, but make time for the things that make you happy. Find that one friend that will like go out to eat with you, like go get ice cream with you like one day out of the week, and that can really like brighten your week up. You just have to choose to live a happier life and do things that you know are gonna make you happy, because it is really easy to like consistently do things that are just like whatever. How do I stop comparing myself to my boyfriend's ex? I get tons of questions like this. This is really, really hard, and it's hard not to look. It's like if you like stop talking to someone and they get with someone else, you're like, oh my god, like, but why would they want her? Like, if you think you're pretty or you think you have more of this. I just want to say, whoever it is that you're with or whoever it is that you're talking to, whether they leave you to talk to someone else or they talk to someone else that may have been like prettier looking than you, that has nothing to do with who you are as a person. You can be freaking like Alexis Ren and like get cheated on, and that has literally nothing to do with the way she looks, how many followers she has, what she does. It has everything to do with the person. You just might not be what's right for them, and you can't compare yourself to someone else because you guys are never going to be the same. So say that your boyfriend's ex is like someone that looks literally nothing like you, a completely different personality, and you might look up to that person. You're like, oh my gosh, why is my boyfriend dating me now when like he was dating her? It doesn't matter. He obviously likes you for you, and you need to be confident in your relationship, because if you're not and you're always questioning it, then there's something off there, because you should feel confident and you should feel 100% not worried about his ex. That if you're worried about someone else that your boyfriend used to talk to, like there's already a problem there. And I know that sucks to hear, but it's like if you're at all like questioning your relationship with somebody, then there's obviously something off. I'm not saying you guys are gonna break up. I'm just saying there needs to be like a conversation like, am I what you want, and are you what I want? Advice on dealing with boys who don't want a relationship, only want to hook up. Leave him. There have been so many times I have talked to so many different guys and been like, oh, well, like maybe they'll want to date me, maybe they're like not just interested in like making out or like hooking up or whatever. And it's just like, if that's not their motive from the beginning, then that's not gonna be their end game. They need to actually be looking for a relationship to even be interested. You cannot change someone's mind. You cannot change who someone is. If you're talking to someone and you're just like, oh, well, like, he says he likes me, but, like, he doesn't put me on his Snapchat story. He doesn't tell his friends he's talking to me. He just says I'm a friend. Like, he's not that interested in you. He's not trying to build a relationship with you. He might really like you. He might love you, but he's not trying to be in a relationship with you. And that's the bottom line. You should know someone's motive and someone's intentions right from the get-go if you guys are just talking, because if you let it escalate to where you are letting him just do whatever he wants, you just continue talking to him, it's just like you're giving him everything that he wants, but you're not getting what you want out of it, which is a relationship. So you really need to check the person you're talking to's motives before, because if he just is not looking for a relationship at the moment, he's not going to be looking for one 3 months down the road, because that's just not how it is. I myself am very attracted to black guys like you, Keaton. However, where I live and the people around me find it not to be norm, and I'm looked at differently, which is whack. Any advice? I love how you know this about me. This is a topic that really bothers me, and I try not to talk about it a lot on my channel because I know other people have very different opinions, but you liking another race or another ethnicity or whatever has nothing to do with you liking another race or another ethnicity. It has everything to do with you liking who that person is. Just because you find one person and the way that they look more attractive than the other there's no difference. Like, it literally bothers me so much that people are like, oh, you like this type of person, like, why does it matter to you? Like, why does that bother you? It's like no one says anything when it's the same race, but when it's two different races, it's like such a big deal all of a sudden. So I understand that probably bothers you and you feel like you're looked at differently. I have never ever let what anyone ever says affect me like that. Like, I've never had someone tell me like, oh, you like this person? Well, did you know that they're this ethnicity? I'm like, okay, and like, your like point. You really just have to tune out people's negative comments, even if it's your own family, your own best friends. It can be like the people in your town. You just really have to tune those out and like know that you like someone just because they are who they are, and it shouldn't matter who you like. If they have a problem with it, if someone has a problem with who you're dating, that's their problem. Like, sorry, what do you want me to do about it? Like, how do you show an ex that you're a bad witch and better off without them? Like, how do you get them to crawl back just so you can show them that you're over it? I know that sounds awful, lol. This is like such a mood for like every girl. Like, every girl goes through that thing where they like stop talking to someone and then they're like, you thought like I'm cute, I'm the best you're ever gonna get, so let me just show you that I don't care if you left me. The greatest satisfaction comes from like succeeding in life and you doing everything right, like you literally not caring about anything that they're doing, never talking about your ex, never mentioning them to friends, never talking down on them, living your life and pretending like that person just doesn't exist, not being rude to them but just feeling indifferent to them, is going to make them be like, why does she literally not care? The second you stop caring about somebody who has done you wrong, they're going to start caring about what you're doing, and you're going to move on and be happy eventually, and that happiness is going to show through. Like, you're just literally going to glow up on your own, and you shouldn't do it from like a spiteful place, like, oh my gosh, well, like, you wanted to do this, so I'm gonna do this. Like, that's not how it should be. It should just be like, I'm better off without you, no matter with or without you, like, I'm going to do better. And once you stop caring about literally anything that they have to say, they're gonna realize like, oh my god, wow, she really doesn't care. And that's gonna make you feel better, not in a spiteful way, not in a revengeful way. You shouldn't talk down on that person. Talking down on an ex, like, just hear me out, ladies, men. Talking down on an ex is like a #1 no-no, because that is just gonna make you look so terrible. It's gonna make you look like you care. It's gonna make you look like they affect you, and you don't want that. Like, you just don't. Like, don't even subtweet them. Don't sub-snap them. Don't post anything on your Finstas. Like, don't do that, because then it's just going to show that you care even more because you're posting about it. Even though it's a sub, it's like they know what it's for. So just move on with your life. that is all the questions I have for today. I love filming these advice videos. I just feel like I'm talking to you guys. I feel so much more like connected with you guys when I'm answering your questions, because it just feels like I'm in tune with your life. Like I know what's going on. Also, I hear you guys have been asking for so many college related videos, sorority related videos, how to deal with college and all that kind of stuff. I do want to eventually like make videos based on like just those things, like just college life and like what it's like coming to college. I just haven't come up with the right idea of what I want to do, but I promise they're going to come. And I know a lot of you guys are going to go like into your freshman year of college and you guys want to know about sororities and recruitment, stuff like that. Again, I have a sorority recruitment video. I might do an updated one, or I might do like outfits for sorority recruitment if you guys want to see that. But I'm talking a lot now and this video is so long, so I hope you guys liked it. Don't forget to subscribe if you guys want to see more videos. Give this video a thumbs up. Please, 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 please give it a thumbs up right now, because it lets me know that you guys actually like these advice videos and I'm not just like filming these because I like to talk a lot. Anyways guys, thank you so much for watching this video and I will see you guys next week.